We talk about breaches of crypto networks, crypto exchanges, crypto bridges often. This one I think is interesting because it's just kind of a little old school and creative. So Mikey and I are going to talk about it on today's Not So Critical update. Hackers breached Mailchimp to phish cryptocurrency wallets. And basically what this boils down to is Mailchimp is an email service provider, email marketing. I'm sure Peter's a huge fan. And the accounts of crypto companies that use Mailchimp were breached so that the hackers could get access to their mailing list and email their users to say, our network's been breached and you need to download this new software. Like this, they covered every angle of this. I love this story. Help me describe what happened here more cleanly, Mikey.
It sounds like the hackers just got the list from an internal Mailchimp support tool. I think it was an inside job, what it sounded like.
Well, they described it as an inside job, which kind of implies that like employees did it. I don't think that was the case. I think what they were saying is that they used internal tools.
They got access to the tool that was the inside access. That's probably more correct. So they got the list of popular, crypto emailers or whatever mailing lists, and they posed as the email senders. I think this is just a very high quality targeted phish. Like you said, they covered all the bases, like totally would look legitimate, came from the same, they could spoof the email or whatever. They had the exact list. These people were getting emails from that email address already with the same type of information. I mean, it's a very highly targeted phish. Now in the article, they do say how sophisticated it was. And I don't think it's very sophisticated, but it is organized.
Well, I think the thing that kind of very well organized. And I think that's what they were getting credit for. So Trezor crypto, Trezor hardware wallet maintaining list. So Trezor's list in Mailchimp was acquired by these hackers. These hackers sent an email to Trezor's users to say, Trezor has been breached. We have been breached as Trezor. Download this software now to secure your wallet. It went to the hacker's site, a phishing site, to download fake software to get people to give up their credentials and compromise their wallets. Super, super interesting chain of events. I hope we're describing it well. I feel like I need a flow chart and some diagrams to really tie this together.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, it's almost like they were running a business. They were, okay, the launch is ready. Are you guys ready with the app? Are you guys ready with the links? Are you guys ready with the marketing material? What is the content like? What's the email? Let's do a test run. Like they were like boom, boom, boom. Like I wish we were this polished sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's they had the software ready to deploy. They had the website set up to take the opt-ins, essentially. They had the email marketing campaign lined up. And it's another breach of a crypto network. And this one almost less sophisticated in that it really is just a kind of a fancy phishing attack.
It was no groundbreaking hack. It was just a very well executed, organized phish.
Yeah, Mailchimp was breached on March. What's that, Mikey?
I said maybe the best we've seen.
Yeah, it's got to be way up there. And crypto has been taking a lot of hard hits lately too. In this case, Mailchimp was breached on the 26th, or they detected the breach on the 26th. It was internal support and account management tools were compromised. And in a sense, that's almost similar to what happened with Okta. With Okta, it was an outside contractor, but the support tool was compromised that got them access to the user accounts. Similar here. Obviously, we give credit to Bleeping Computer for the additional detail. But it was a fake breach notification to cause a breach. This is very, very clever.
Inception.
It is. And then presumably the actual company had to send out an email saying, we hadn't actually been breached, but now we have been.
Right? The fake breach actually breached us.
Right. Oh boy. Yeah, fun story. Confusing,
Clever.
I'm sure.
You know that I hope the crypto hacker or whatever that thought of this one got a raise. Good job.
Very
So how
well
do you
executed
protect
phishing attack.
against a situation like this? Like you've got a phishing email, but it's very um, believable. You've got some stolen information, which was the key to everything. So how do you protect yourself against something like this? It kind of reminds me of like if you get an email or a text message or an alert from your credit card company saying anything, basically, like you look on the back of your card and you call that number and you ask them, you know, hopefully that phone number hasn't been rerouted somehow. Like that could be
Yep.
something that could happen. But this seems like the only way to prevent that would be to go to Trezor.com or whatever
Yeah.
to see what they say about it firsthand.
Well, so if you're dealing with the government, IRS, they're not good. And we have a story about the IRS tax fraud, tax hack attacks right now that we're going to talk about either later in the week or we already talked about it. I don't know. Time doesn't mean anything on the show. Sometime before or after today, we'll talk about that. And I guess we don't know the answer to this. If somebody pulled the mailing list out of Mailchimp and mailed from their own system, then you could look at the email headers, where it came from, that kind of stuff to see if there was anything suspicious about the email. But if they were able to send it from their actual hacked account, it would be a legitimate email from the company as far as anyone who received it was concerned. Your only hope would be if you noticed that they were directing you to download software from a site that wasn't Trezor.com. But even that would almost feel kind of easy to explain in the email because you're announcing a breach to say like, hey, download this patch from here.
They
from a legitimate
even
email.
Cover their bases with our alternate domain,
Yeah, this is a tricky one. It feels like it's phishing, but a lot of what you would look for in a phishing attack has to do with it coming from an untrusted source and figuring out if that's true or not. This would actually be you emailing me from your account to say, I need you to send me a gift card.
Yeah,
I would totally do that because we're tight like that.
If the headers were accurate, that's even worse.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. It doesn't say in the article if they sent it from their Mailchimp account, which would be almost undetectable, or if they just extracted the emails.
All the validity of any Mailchimp email.
Yeah, there'd be no way to know at that point. Just be screwed. I would think that there are a lot of really pissed off Trezor users who gave up access to their crypto wallets. I didn't see a number associated with the loss in this article, but I get it. I'm guessing it's big.
Yeah, I think it said about 300 Mailchimp user accounts were hacked. So that means 300 lists, I imagine, and those could be thousands of emails big. But I think it also just kind of highlights the value of hacking anything related to cryptocurrency. So when you're in the cryptocurrency world, you just have to be more diligent.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why that's one of the hardest parts of crypto succeeding, toppling the US dollar or fiat currencies in general, is that people have to be their own bank. And the majority of people are not sophisticated enough to recognize something like this. I mean, this would probably be even hard for you or I to see. We might take a longer look than most, but it could have been pretty convincing.
Yeah, it'd be especially in the heat of the moment. If you get an email that says your money's been compromised, you're like, you want to stop that quickly. This is a tough one. I'm sure John is gonna miss having had the opportunity to talk about this, but these breaches are happening all the time. I think when we started, so we've been doing the show close to a year now, maybe a little over a year. I don't know, right around that. And we would just do like information breaches over and over. Like we almost got sick of talking about them. Lately, it's been crypto. Every week we have crypto breach stories. These markets are getting hammered. So I'm sure we'll get another chance to talk about it next week when John is back. Unfortunately, but yeah, be super, super diligent about protecting your credentials. vet every communication you get. Like, man, it's this would have been a tough one.